So on this video, I'm going to show you guys how you guys can deal with refunds, or if someone wants to return an item. There's some steps you guys have to go through, and it is important that you do it in a certain way. That way you don't get scammed or anything like that, because I have a perfect example of a person trying to scam me with a broken climate control, which I never sent any broken parts to. So I'm gonna show you guys what you guys should do and how you guys can avoid getting scammed and making sure that you get that positive feedback from the customer. So let's get started. So the way to do the return or refund policy the correct way is by waiting for the part to arrive to your location, or it can be at your house, your PO box, or whatever. You got to make sure, and you have to wait for that item to show up, because if you just give him or her, or the person that's buying the item from you, if you just give them the refund on the spot, you don't know if that part is broken. You don't know if that part is swapped with another part, because a lot of people, what they like to do is they like to put the part, weigh it on the scale, and they put like random things just to make sure the weight is the same as the part that you sent to them. So you got to be careful when you do a straight up refund, because one, you don't know what's inside that package, and two, you don't know that customer. So either that customer can throw in another part and they can scam you, and guess what, once you give them that refund back, you can't get that money back. You're gonna have to go through your bank, or you're gonna have to go through PayPal and see if you can get that money back. And most of the time, when that money is being transferred to their account, you can't do anything about it, because you're the person that authorized the refund. And if you authorize it, the bank your bank or PayPal can't do anything about it. So what I recommend you guys should do is, if the customer sends you a message, again, give them a shipping label for them to return it to you. So you have to pay for the shipping label, and the reason why you want to do this is because you want to keep track of that package. Because like, say they buy the shipping label and they don't give you the tracking number, then eBay has a way where they can see if the item's in transit or if the item hasn't been moved. So if they buy the shipping label and eBay doesn't see that you bought the shipping label, it's going to be a lot more of a hassle, because eBay goes through a process where if you give the customer a shipping label, they can track the history of that package reaching to your destination. So it is important that you guys purchase the shipping label for them to return it to you, and that way eBay can keep track to see if that person is sending the item back, or if the person's not sending the item back. And the thing that I really want to talk about as well is that when eBay tracks the part being sent back, eBay also tells you that that person has a certain amount of days in order to return that item. So if that customer doesn't return that item within, an example would be 2 to 4 days, when you gave that person the shipping label, if they don't return that item back between those days, eBay won't give them the refund, because they're seeing that that person is not sending that package back on time. And you can also not give the person the refund back, because if you're buying the shipping label for that customer and that customer's not sending the item back, then what's the point of yourself giving them the refund if they're not giving you the tracking information or if they're not sending the item back. eBay also gives you the option if you want to give them a refund straight up. Now, eBay also tells you and recommends that you shouldn't do that until you get the package back. So again, when you get the shipping label and you send it to them through email or through a PDF file or whatever, they have a certain amount of days in order for them to return that item back to you. It's usually about 2 to 5 business days. So they have to ship that item back between those days, and if they don't ship it back, then you pretty much don't have to give them the refund, because again, eBay recommends that you wait for that item to show up. So if that item never shows up, then you don't have to give the customer the refund. Or if it's shipped late, like say you get the package back within like a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, then you don't have to give that customer the refund, because eBay can see that that customer hasn't shipped that item between those days. And that's also a good thing that eBay is recommending you guys do this as well, is because again, you don't know what that customer is putting on that package, and you don't even know if that part's on the package. So you just got to be careful when you're doing refunds. So this is a perfect example how a customer was trying to scam me. I'll leave the original picture on the screen, and just pay close attention to the stuff that I'm gonna point out. So if you guys saw the original picture right here on the fan, where you can push the button to make the fans go faster or lower, this button had a smudge. Also, my original climate control, there was no chip on the top left side. And if you guys paid attention to the bottom of the climate control, the buttons here, my button said off, and this has a circle on it, and the off button also had a smudge on it. This said right here rear, and this said front. So clearly this isn't my climate control that this customer was trying to send back. This was probably his climate control on his vehicle, and he probably did something to it where it fried, it blew out, and he tried to send this back and try to get his money back. So what I also recommend is, if the climate control has a serial number on the back, I want you guys to take pictures of the serial number. That way you know that this is your original part. So make sure you guys take pictures of the serial number in the back. I'll show you a picture on the screen of my serial number for this part. So there's a lot of stuff that you guys need to be careful with returns, and make sure you guys take pictures of your original part too, because those are the stuff that I had. Like, I had pictures of, you know, the button saying off, front, rear, the smudge here, there was no chip there. So you got to really take pictures of your part when you guys are sending it out, because stuff like this can happen. And the thing that got me the most, like, I was so mad, was when this part showed up. You know, I'm just gonna tilt it and look what happens. Yeah, that really, I was so mad that this customer tried to return this part. And he also even tried to give me a bad review, because he said that I gave him a broken part. But this is not my part, and when I got the part back, this was already broken, because he actually decided to send it in a bag, a USPS priority envelope bag. And if you guys can tell on the bottom left right here, he actually fried it. So I guess he saw my listing of a climate control, and he was all like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this one, I'm gonna send mine back, and hopefully I can get my money back. So just be careful when you guys do returns or refunds. You guys want to wait 2 to 5 business days in order for this part to arrive at your destination. Go ahead and check it out, make sure everything is from the original part. And again, I'm telling you guys straight up, make sure you guys take pictures of your part, because you don't want this to happen to you, and it's just gonna be a big mess. I had to argue with the customer, and fortunately I told him that this wasn't my original part, and I did not give him the refund because this is not my part. I also want to point out, if the customer keeps sending you a message saying, can I get my refund, can I get my refund? Can I get my refund? Can I get my refund? Do not send them the refund, because you have to wait 2 to 5 business days, and that's eBay's policy, because eBay's letting you know, as well as saying like, hey, send them the shipping label so we can keep track of that part, and when it arrives, you decide if this is actually your part or this was not your part, and you're getting the option where you decide if you can give them the refund back. So if a customer keeps spamming you with messages saying, can I get my refund before I send it back? Do not give them the refund. Go ahead and send them the shipping label. That way they can put the part back in a box. Do not, I stress this a lot, do not let them put your part in a bag. Let me see if I can grab it for you guys. Here we see this right here. Do not let them send the part back in a bag unless it's a small part. Then they can do that. But if it's like a climate control, an expensive part that you have, and they send it back like that, that part could potentially get damaged. And again, let them know and tell them that if they can send it back with a box, make sure they put that part in a box. So again, go through eBay's policy and tell them that, hey, you know what, I'm sending you the shipping label, please send it back with this shipping label. eBay, just tell them eBay's policy is that I have to wait for that part to arrive, and unfortunately I can't give you the refund right now because I need the part back and I need to inspect it. So that's a way of telling them that that's eBay's policy and that's your policy, because you want to see if that part is yours and you want to see if that part is damaged. And also, be professional with the customer. If they're arguing with you, or they're sending you hateful messages or things like that, send them messages in a professional way, saying like you're trying to help them and you're not trying to make the stuff worse. So send them a message like saying like, hey, I'm sorry that this part arrived damaged. Please send me pictures of this part so that way I can help you out. And then you can see if that part was the original part. You can check the serial number, you can check all that stuff, and you won't get scammed more. So just be professional and make sure you tell them to send that part back in a box and not a poly bag. And please tell them to send that part back with your shipping label. That way eBay can track it to your destination and you'll be good to go. So hopefully you found this video helpful, and this is an important topic that I actually wanted to talk about, because again, this happened to me and I don't want this to happen to you. And I just wanted to show you guys what you guys should do when you guys have to deal with a return or a refund, because again, your parts can potentially sell, but there's always that one customer that wants to return it. Either one, it's a damaged part, or two, they just want to send it back because they want to get their money back, and they'll send their old part to you, and they're just trying to trick you. That way they can get their money back. So just be careful when you guys are doing refunds, and again, go through eBay's policy and just read what eBay tells you to do. Again, eBay tells you to wait 2 to 5 days for that part to arrive to your destination, and that's when you can do the option of giving them the refund, or you're not going to give them the refund because it's probably not your part, or the part was never damaged, or they swapped it out with another part. So yeah, just wanted to show you guys what you guys could do with a return or a refund. Again, if you guys liked the video, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in day 11. Later, guys.